Stop right there. If your hairdresser hasn't mentioned any of these 5 haircuts to you yet, she's costing you 10 years. Not literally, of course, your age isn't going anywhere, and honestly it shouldn't. But the way people perceive you the second you walk into a room, that's a completely different story, and it's shifting far more than most women realize. All based on one simple thing hanging just above your shoulders. Here's the twist nobody bothers to explain. It's not about going shorter. It's not about covering the gray, hiding it, or fighting it. It's not even about chasing whatever trend some 25-year-old stylist on Pinterest is pushing this month. There is one small quiet detail hiding inside every single one of these 5 haircuts. Something so simple, so overlooked, that once you see it, you'll wonder why nobody sat you down and explained it years ago. And by the end of this video, I promise you, you will never look at a hair salon mirror the same way again. So if you've ever left a salon feeling a little disappointed, a little unseen, like the woman in the mirror wasn't quite the one you were hoping to meet, stay right here with me. Because today we are changing that for good, and we're doing it without spending a fortune. Welcome back, beautiful. If you're new here, I am so glad you found us truly. This is Timeless Style After 60, the place where we prove week after week, video after video, that style has no expiry date, and looking incredible after 60 doesn't require a fat bank account, hours in front of a mirror, or chasing trends that were never made with us in mind. And if you've been with us for a while already, then you know exactly how this goes. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, maybe pull your hair back so you can really study your own face shape as we go. Because we're about to have one of those conversations that feels less like a tutorial and more like your most stylish, brutally honest friend pulling you aside at brunch to whisper the good stuff nobody else will tell you. Before we dive in, do me one small favor. Tap that subscribe button and turn on notifications because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming to this channel over the next few weeks. It costs you absolutely nothing, but it means everything to this little community we're building together, one honest video at a time. Alright, now let's get into it. Because haircut number 1 on this list might just be the one thing standing between you and the compliments you've been quietly waiting for. Haircut 1, the soft shag. Let's start with the one hairstylists have started quietly calling the youth trick, because when you see it in person, it genuinely works almost like an optical illusion. The soft shag. Now before your mind jumps to something wild, feathered, and untamed, let me stop you right there, because this is not the shag your mother wore in 1978. And it's not the one from those old rock and roll photographs either. This is the modern, softened version, built with light, airy layers that begin around the cheekbone and move gently outward, creating natural movement without needing a single drop of product, a blow-dryer marathon, or a curling iron in sight. Here's the part almost nobody explains properly. The real magic isn't in the layers themselves. It's in exactly where those layers land on your face. Layers that hit right around the jawline do something remarkable. They pull the eye upward and outward, softening everything sitting below that line, the neck, the jaw, the chin, all of it gently and instantly. It's like nature's own soft focus filter, except it's real, it's sitting right there on your head, and it works every single day without you doing a thing. The reason this cut works so beautifully after 60 specifically is because our face naturally softens and changes shape with time, and most haircuts fight against that change instead of embracing it. The soft shag doesn't fight it. It moves with it. So when you sit down in that chair, don't just ask for a shag and hope for the best. Ask specifically for face framing layers with movement, not weight removal. That one sentence alone will save you from walking out with a cut that looks nothing like the photo you brought in. Haircut 2. The long bob with a twist. Next, we have a cut that's been quietly taking over salons everywhere the past couple of years, but with a small twist that most women over 60 have genuinely never tried. Mostly because nobody ever suggested it to them. The long bob, except this version sits at a slight angle, a little longer toward the front, a little shorter toward the back. Why does that small detail matter so much? Because gravity and time change the shape of our face in ways we don't always notice day to day. Staring at ourselves in the same mirror every single morning. A straight, even bob was designed decades ago for a completely different face shape than the one most of us have now. An angled bob, on the other hand, works with that natural change instead of quietly fighting against it. It draws the eye forward and up, straight toward your eyes and your smile, which, by the way, are two features that never age the way we're taught to believe they do. Now here's the uncommon secret almost nobody mentions when they talk about long bobs. The texture of the ends matters just as much as the angle. Ask specifically for a cut with textured, slightly choppy ends. Never perfectly blunt ones. Blunt ends might look sharp and polished in a magazine photo, but in real life over time they can start to look a little harsh, a little heavy, almost like they're pulling the whole face downward. Soft, textured ends do the opposite. They look effortless, a little undone in the best way, like you simply woke up already put together without trying. Haircut 3. The pixie with length on top. Now here's one that genuinely surprises people every single time I bring it up. The pixie, but completely reimagined for today. Not the tight, cropped, almost military-style version from decades past that so many women associate with the word pixie. This is a pixie with noticeable length left generously on top, styled slightly off to the side, with soft, swept movement instead of rigid structure. This cut is bold, yes, there's no pretending otherwise, but it's also, according to countless stylists, one of the single most flattering haircuts available for a reason most people never even consider. It elongates the neck. It opens the entire face up. And most importantly, it draws every ounce of attention straight up toward your eyes, your cheekbones, your bone structure, the very parts of you that time has actually been kindest to, whether you've noticed it or not. If you've been avoiding short hair for years because deep down you're convinced it will look severe, harsh, or masculine, here's your sign that the fear was never really about the length itself. It was always about the wrong version of short. This version is soft. It's feminine. It's a little daring, sure, but in the very best way, the kind of daring that gets you stopped in the grocery store by a stranger asking who does your hair. Alright, quick pause here before we move into numbers 4 and 5 because trust me, these last two might just be the most surprising picks on this entire list. If you're enjoying this video so far, do me one small favor and drop a comment down below telling me which of these first three you're already imagining on yourself right now. I read every single comment, genuinely, and it makes my entire day when I see this community talking to each other. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. It costs nothing, but it helps this video reach thousands of other women just like you who desperately need to see it too. Alright, let's keep going because haircut number 4 is the one most women wait far too many years to finally try. Haircut 4. The curtain fringe. This next one isn't even a full haircut on its own, it's more of an addition, but it might genuinely be the single most transformative thing sitting on this entire list. The curtain fringe. Soft, parted gently down the middle, framing both sides of the face like, well, exactly what the name suggests, curtains gently pulled open. Here's why this particular addition earns its own spot on the list today. Most women assume bangs will age them, or that they're simply too much extra work for the payoff. But a curtain fringe is nothing like the bangs from your prom photos or your school ID card. It's grown out slightly longer, soft around the edges, forgiving of humidity and bad hair days, and it does something almost nobody ever talks about openly. It draws a soft, natural frame directly around your eyes, instantly making them appear brighter, more awake, more alive. It's genuinely the difference between a photo where you look a little tired, a little worn down by the day, and one where you look completely lit from within like you just came back from a 2-week vacation. And here's the best part. It's one of the lowest maintenance changes on this entire list, requiring nothing more than the occasional trim and a round brush on wash day. Haircut 5. The layered lob with volume at the crown. And finally, the one that quietly ties everything else on this list together. A layered lob, shoulder length, but built with one very specific, very intentional detail, volume constructed directly at the crown of the head. This is the exact cut hairstylists reach for when a woman sits down in the chair and says she wants to look refreshed, brighter, more herself, but honestly doesn't quite know how to explain what that even means. Here's the truth about hair and aging that nobody ever explains in simple enough terms. As we get a little older, hair can naturally sit flatter at the roots than it used to, and that flatness can create an illusion where the entire face appears to be drooping downward along with it, even when nothing about your actual face has changed at all. Volume built at the crown reverses that illusion almost instantly. It lifts everything, visually speaking, your face, your energy, even your posture seems to shift the moment your hair has that lift built into it. And here's the reassuring part for anyone worried this sounds complicated or expensive to maintain. All it truly takes is the right cut from the start, and a simple round brush during your regular wash day routine. No expensive salon tools required. No 30-minute styling sessions. Just one smart cut doing all the heavy lifting for you every single day. So there you have it, 5 haircuts, 5 small quiet shifts, each one doing something powerful that has genuinely nothing to do with chasing youth and everything to do with finally working with the face you actually have right now, not the one you had 30 years ago, And not the one some outdated magazine article told you to aim for either. Which one surprised you the most out of everything we covered today? Let me know in the comments below. I promise you I read every single one personally. And if this video gave you even one idea you're genuinely excited to try next time you're in that salon chair, do me a favor, hit subscribe, tap that like button, and share this video with a friend who needs to hear this just as much as you did today. Because here at Timeless Style After 60, we believe looking incredible was never really about age in the first place. It was always about knowing your own secrets and trusting yourself enough to actually use them. And speaking of secrets, next week I'm sharing the one wardrobe mistake that's quietly aging most women without them even realizing it's happening. So make sure you're already subscribed, because you will absolutely not want to miss that one.